Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watch One. Thanks for logging on. Today we're looking at the IWC Pilot's Watch Mark 17, reference 3265-01. You can see the stainless steel IWC Pilot's Watch on our website, watchyouwant.com. Purchase it there, and if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Watch You Want Inc. You can also click on the card in the upper right-hand corner of the screen at any time to see our full listing for this watch, with accessories included, high-resolution images, and naturally, complete pricing information. Now, on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference. You'll note that this watch cuts a slightly larger profile than the 2016 reboot in IWC's latest Year of the Pilot's Watch. At SIHH this year, IWC rolled out the new Mark 18, which is a slightly more discreet 40 millimeters. This is the 41, and it gives you just a bit more presence on the wrist. Now, across the round of the case, we are talking about a 41 millimeter watch, but the other dimensions are quite compact. Now, 11 millimeters in thickness with a conical bezel means that this is an easy watch to slide under a tight sleeve or a dress cuff. As tried and true sports watches go, and this one really does have impressive sporting credentials, this is about as easy as it gets to slip one underneath a tight sleeve. Now, from lug to lug, it has good span, but not overwhelming. 51 millimeters from lug to lug. It does have large, shapely, and strongly downturned lugs to give the case character and a strong element separate from the round of the bezel itself. Now, the watch features beautiful satin finish across its metal, but you will notice a very small, tapering gleam of polish along the lugs and along the periphery of the bezel. Very nicely done, thoughtfully designed. The watch is as handsome as it is comfortable. Now, the second part of that equation, of course, is the strap, which feels robust enough to be equipped on a big pilot. You can see in sheer profile, very thick, very substantial, very hefty. It feels as strong as a catcher's mitt leather, destined for long wearing durability on the wrist. However, on the underside, it does have a beautiful calf skin, so it is supple against the wrist in spite of its toughness. IWC pairs it with a beautiful, brushed and polished faceted pin buckle, thoughtfully designed, simple, and easy to adjust on the fly. Now, the look of the watch is the 2012 to 2015 iteration of an IWC Pilot's Watch tradition that dates back to the 1940s. Now, that original Pilot's Watch inaugurated the look of the instrument on the wrist. Now, that was the Mark 11. The Mark 11 ran for the better part of half a century, but it lends its essential aesthetic to this Mark 17. You can see the dial looks as though it were actually plucked from the flight deck, the analog flight deck of a 20th century aircraft. The one wrinkle is the 2012 novelty, the tri-date, wherein you can see the preceding and succeeding date as well as the day's current date. And for clarity, IWC does include a red triangular index. Now, the watch features beautiful broadsword hands, beautifully loomed. The watch is an absolute torch in the dark. It's as practical in low and no light as it is in direct light. Now, underneath the solid caseback, IWC gives you a couple of layers of refinement. First, a soft iron paramagnetic cage to channel magnetic field lines around the caliber. Now, that allows the watch to have a high degree of resistance to magnetism, such as you might encounter in a high-powered home theater environment or modern office environment. The watch also features what's known as blowout protection, which is to say, in the incidence of explosive decompression aboard an aircraft, should you ever encounter that, this watch has been secured against crystal and gasket blowout. One of those things you will hopefully never need, but it's nice to know it's there. Again, luxury is often about getting more than you expect and more than you need. Now, since I've teased to the loom shot, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to turn off the lights and give you a sense of this one when the lights go dim. And so we return. Simple, but there's absolute clarity. You have absolutely no doubt what the time is, and you can even see the index at 12, the characteristic IWC triangle, allows you to easily recognize at a glance which direction is up. And again, those broadsword hands, they are just huge luminescent members, easily read day or night. This is a watch that can be rightly called an icon in any light. And the light will be coming back. Now you can see the watch restored to its daytime glory, but there is one element that I want to broach, and that is the movement. Now, I often talk a lot about the calibers within these watches, and it's worth noting that On paper, the Mark 17 has an ETA 2892A2 modified by IWC in it, whereas the Mark 18 that recently bowed actually features a Salida SW200 modified by IWC. Now, some are going to be agnostic on this change, but I'm of the opinion that you really can't beat the real thing, and while the Mark 18 is a handsome timepiece, for sheer mechanical integrity and years of proven reliability and precision, I'm inclined to go with the IWC caliber based on the original 2892A2. It features hacking seconds, so you pull the crown, you stop the balance, synchronized precisely to a known accurate reference time, and it does have a quick set date, so should the watch run down or there be an irregular length month, you can quickly correct it. Now, it does feature 6 ATM water resistance and a screw-down crown, but I wouldn't advise it for diving or bathing. You can see this IWC Mark 17 pilot's watch and purchase it on our website, watchyouwant.com.